What is up, everybody? Welcome to Rabble of Thrones. This week we're going to be talking about Oathbreaker. Um, with me, as always, in the Rabble HQ, I got Tyler Hoskin.
Hello.
And returning after a
Yay!
1 week hiatus, Taylor Burt in the Rabble Brothel.
Hello.
And I'm
I
Chris
painted.
Taylor.
I painted the brothel, so I don't know if you
Ooh,
can see it. It used to
the
be
door
purple in the
is
background.
open. The door is open.
It is now an icy gray.
Ooh,
Icy gray. Is that the actual paint color name?
I think the paint color is called like frosted glass, actually, or something.
Nice.
fancy.
Of course it is. Frosted glass.
I figure purple would turn off potential buyers, and I don't know why I thought it was a good idea 6 years ago, but now it's a lovely, slick, masculine gray.
Perfect. That's what
Perfect.
people want to buy.
Yeah.
So,
Come by my house, listeners.
yes. Yes. Do that. Okay, so let's start with what I've been doing pretty much every week so far is going through the previously on and just picking out things that I thought were funny.
And I watched it this week because that's what we're doing.
Right. So Sam and Gilly, we knew, hey, we're
Yeah.
gonna get to see some Sam and Gilly,
I
and I like that
posted in our thread.
you
Popping
did,
champagne.
and we saw Robert. Yes, I'm always so happy when we see Robert Baratheon because he was checking out Leanna, and I was like, yes, they're explaining Leanna. It's gonna be
They need
awesome.
to remind us who Leanna is,
Right.
because they're going to bring her up again in this episode.
That's right.
Yeah.
As it always happens on Game of Thrones. Hey, just in case you're only kind of paying attention, here's what you
By
need to
the
know
way.
for this episode.
Yeah.
So we start on Davos, kind of just like checking out John's dead body. Well, sorry, John's alive body.
Yeah.
Um,
I like. I don't know if I don't. Tay, you did not get Zombie Wang because he had the leg up.
I know, I got butt though.
yeah, you did get Jon Snow's butt.
And this scene happened as my boyfriend was leaving to
Oh.
go home, and he said, I just got a PVR, as we've discussed, and he's like, you can pause live TV now. And I didn't want to say anything because I was like, are you saying that because you want me to pause and kiss you goodbye, or you're saying that because I want to pause
And look at his bum.
on butt?
So what was
I didn't
it?
ask. I didn't ask. 'Cause
Oh,
I
you don't
wanna
know.
be in
Yeah, you
trouble.
don't want to know the answer?
No.
Oh,
Hilarious.
we'll ask him. We'll ask him tomorrow.
Yeah.
So John like looks down and he's like, you see him kind of like remembering things as it
Yeah.
went down,
And
and
he's
so
poking at his
right,
scars.
he looks down and I'm like, yep, you were dead.
You're dead, bro.
So, so yeah, he kind of goes to get up and falls over, and Davos like helps him up, and the Melisandre comes in, and
I'm
she's
such an idiot. Like, my notes from the scene are yay butt and come on Wang. Like, that's what I'm such an idiot. This is what I write down.
Priorities, right?
yeah, priorities.
I mean, when she gets in there and asks, "What did you see
Yeah,
after you died?" Oh, she was expecting some kind of.
I love it
Yeah,
because that's
she
twice,
wanted something.
and that's twice that they've done this in the show where she asked, "Hey, what did you see?"
Yeah.
And Barrack said the same thing, like nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So it's kind of, I guess it's making her question her faith.
right, or is it that?
Sort?
Or is it that those people that are coming back
Right,
just
they-
don't see anything?
They don't see anything because they're coming back.
But how do you know you're coming back?
Well, you don't, but the Lord of Light knows you're coming back.
Fair enough.
Oh.
So he kind of sits you there in limbo until somebody asks for you to come back.
and then Melisandre says her little words.
And then, yeah, all right.
Were his eyes always black?
Like
Was
brown.
my note. Well, I know when we'll talk about it later, I know they talk about his eye color, but were his eyes always that black? I'm going to have to go back and
Yeah,
look
I'm gonna
at
have to go back and look too. I don't remember.
I love how we're just picking apart the smallest,
yeah.
smallest things.
Well, yeah, because I was looking for, like, has he, and
We're
I'm sure
looking
we'll get
for
to this.
clues. Yeah,
Like, has he changed?
right. Has he changed? And
course
we're
he's
definitely gonna get to that. Nah, there's our first question for the end. Okay, so Melisandre comes in and asks, what did you see on the other side, like we were just discussing. Um, Davos gets fed up with her bullshit, like, real quick. He's like, okay, leave us alone. Enough of your mumbo jumbo. So she leaves, and Davos and Jon have a really good conversation.
Yeah.
Um, and I like, he's like, I just like that, like how it ends, and he's like, I failed, and Davos is like, all right, well, go and fail again. You know what I mean? Like, just keep on keeping on.
Yeah.
So, he gets dressed and comes downstairs, and everyone's checking him out, and Tormund is the first one. Comes up.
I'd be a little more scared. Like, if I were my jaw would be on the floor.
Right? How could you not be worried about the? It's unnatural.
Yeah, I kind of like how Davos didn't say, "Oh, here's your second chance, man."
Yeah.
It's go fail again.
If Beric Dondarrion's any indication, he's got a billion chances.
Yeah.
So
it's true.
Okay, so where was I? I'm losing my fucking train of thought here. All right, here we go. Right, Tormund. Tormund comes in. He's like,
the week.
They think you're a god, and he's like, you were dead and you came back to life, and Jon's like, oh, I'm not a god. And Tormund has the line of the week. Tay, could you take us through the line of the week?
I believe the line of the week is, I've seen your prick.
Pecker.
Pecker.
Yeah.
I've seen your pecker, and you are no god, because what god would have that small of a pecker?
Exactly. The best line easily this season.
Oh, yeah. Such a good insult.
Possibly the best line ever in the show.
So maybe we did see his pecker. It just
we just couldn't tell.
We couldn't actually tell whether it was there.
Oh, poor Jon Snow. Ygritte liked it.
Yeah, well, no, she liked the mouth.
That's true. And that's what you do if you're
if you're not,
you gotta make up for it somewhere.
Exactly. Yep. You just get real good at using. Yeah. Anyways, enough
you gotta
for
know your flaws.
Work within your limitations.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Not all over.
Work with what you got, man.
So then he goes and talks to Ed, and Ed's like, "Is that still you? Like, are you still in there?" And
yeah, like, we'll talk about this later when we do our.
Right. Your eyes are brown.
Foreshadowing. Or right. Our
eyes are brown
prognostication.
Still. Right. So
I thought this was quite the foreshadow.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that still you in there? Yeah, for sure. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No. Maybe.
So
we'll talk about this next week.
All right. So then we go to Sam, and he is not a good seaman.
No.
I knew I was gonna make Tay laugh with that one. So they're going to. Well, I guess she assumes she's going with him to the Citadel, and he tells her like, yo, there's no chicks allowed at the Citadel, only dudes. It's one big sausage party.
Yeah, just like the Night's Watch.
Right, and
yeah,
she's
it's like the priesthood, right?
Yeah, and that's what she says. She's like, God, no women allowed at the Night's Watch. Why can't I come hang out at the Citadel? He's like, well, I don't really have bros there like I have at Castle Black, so.
Yeah, there's no Jon Snow or
Maester Aemon. So, so Sam tells her, I'm gonna take you home, which is something Hill. Fuck, I didn't write it down. Anyways,
whatever he said,
So he's like, oh, my father, and he's like, well, okay, my mom's nice, and my sister's kind of cool, but.
My father's my father.
Okay, so I have a serious problem with this scene. Because the baby hasn't really aged, especially when you compare it to the other children on this show.
Yeah.
Right? Like, because Sam's still a baby. Meanwhile, like, Bran looks like he's 24. And Sansa looks like she's about to file for Social Security. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't make sense that if you, and you can accelerate the age, but I guess he needs to stay a baby for it to make sense.
Yeah, what's their timeline? Like, when is this supposed to be? Because
Right.
they left before Jon Snow was killed, right?
Right.
Yeah, they did.
And honestly, like, doesn't matter because I assume she's gonna get to wherever, and that's gonna be the end of Gilly, anyways, right?
One can only hope.
You know what? She didn't bother me that much in this episode. Maybe because I was just like getting ready to like
And
not see her for a long
it
time.
was such a brief moment. It was just, oh, there they are. Yay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, remember these guys? We're gonna talk about them later.
So, okay, so the next scene, my only note for this scene is this is it. Because I see them come riding up and I'm like, fuck yes, Tower of Joy, here it is. So we get Ned, young Ned, and his boys.
Yeah.
They roll up and what's his name? Help me out, Tay.
Howland Reed?
No, the dude with the swords.
Oh, Dane. Arthur Dane?
Arthur Dane, yes, that's it. And he's the greatest swordsman of all time, basically, is what we learn from Bran. And he kicks some serious fucking ass.
Yeah, he is an excellent swordsman.
With two swords.
This might have been the best fight scene of the whole series. Like the best.
Why doesn't everybody fight with two swords?
Because it's ridiculously hard.
Have you ever fought with one sword?
No.
Multiply that by 2. So yeah, so
you thought you were getting Jon Snow parentage in this.
this is what pisses me off is because I really thought that they were gonna do and the best part is because like Bran's like, oh, that's my dad and he did that for the viewers for so people know
those who didn't get it.
That's
it was
supposed to be Ned,
casting.
right? It was pretty good casting, especially from far away. From far away, yeah, the voice was good.
The voice was great.
And he's like, oh, and the Raven is like, oh, and that's Howland Reed, Mira's dad. Mira's dad, he says very clearly, Mira's dad. So in my brain, the way I figured this was gonna go is you were gonna get up to the Tower of Joy, 2 babies. Uh-oh.
Oh, my video turned off.
Why did the video turn off? My video turned off. Yeah, I lost your videos. Oh, you're coming back.
I'm back.
Did we lose Tyler?
No, I'm still here too.
Oh,
I'm trying to start my video.
Don't say anything bad about him. He's still here.
I'm still here.
What? You need Skype Premium to make group video calls. Did they change a fucking thing while we were...
They changed the rules while we're podcasting?
While we're using the service? Are you fucking kidding, Skype?
Do you want me to call you back?
Pause the recording?
Yeah.
Yes, pause. All right, for those watching live, please sit tight. All right, well, there's one. Could they change it in the middle of a... Wow, they did.
Seriously.
They fucking changed it.
Actually?
They did.
Oh, no.
Okay, hold on. What if I click this find out more?
I got you guys now.
Well, I have you, but it's really dark. And I'm trying to, like... Oh, there we go. Okay, good. We're back. Sorry about that, folks.
Crisis averted.
Yes, thank you for holding on. I appreciate that. All 3 of our viewers, thank you for
Jesus
not
Christ.
leaving. Sorry about that. Skype is dumb sometimes. All right, so what I was saying was I was expecting to get to the top of the tower and boom, 2 babies.
2 babies?
Well, I'm all for that. Mira is Jon's twin sister. I'm all for that theory. And
so Buddy saying Mira's dad for you is
that's fuel. That's fuel.
So why
for the fire.
why is that pointed out?
So that way you know that. So now when he gets up there and there's 2 babies, now it's gonna make more sense that it's Mira. That we should have seen this coming. Maybe, I don't know. You're not buying it? I can tell on your face.
No, I guess so. She's not Mira's biological dad. Then is what you're saying,
right? Because she doesn't look like Jojen. She looks like Jon Snow. They have the
I
same
hated
kind
him
of hair.
so much. I've forgotten Jojen was a character until you
Yeah.
just said that.
Sorry. I apologize.
That's okay.
Okay, so where were we?
They split them up, and then yeah,
Right. And then it's just like Star Wars.
yeah.
That's why I like it. I pointed to my Star Wars hat. So, oh, and we forgot so Ned's losing the fight. Right?
Yeah.
Like Ned is losing this fight and Bran's like
Has lost this fight.
right, and Bran's like he's better than my dad. And the Raven's like much better. And he's like, "Well, how does my dad win this? Like I know he wins this." And then we see
he doesn't die.
right, and then we see fuck. What's his name? Howland Reed. Jesus Christ.
Well, yeah, I figured what was going to happen because
so did I.
We know he doesn't die either.
Right.
Like we know Howland Reed also doesn't die.
Oh, and that's it. Because when he got stabbed, I was like, wait a minute, what? And then he stabs him in the back of the neck, and Bran's like, he stabbed him in the back. That's not cool. You can't do that.
Yeah, I guess is the implication that that's a pussy way to win the fight.
I guess, but I mean,
A win's a win, man.
his sister's his sister is captive and a rape victim as far as we know, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't they use any means necessary?
Exactly. Life or death.
And I did like how at the beginning they're like, "Oh, we killed your prince. Like, why weren't you guys there protecting him? He wanted us here. Well, why did he want you here so badly? Like, ugh, I'm so angry."
But now we have to wait.
Okay, and then more importantly, Bran calls out to him.
And he turns around. Now, did he actually hear him?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Like when you get that feeling.
Yeah. And so as soon as he starts to go up the stairs and the Raven's like, "No, we gotta go," I'm like, "Fuck you! How could you do this to me?" I was so mad.
You felt like Bran did.
I did, and that's it. Because when Bran's like, "I want to go back," Bran's speaking for us.
Yes.
Like he's speaking for us, right? And he's like, "No, we gotta go back." So he when they get back, he's like, "Oh, I don't want to be an old man in a tree like you." And he's like, "You're not going to be. You're going to leave here, but you need to learn." And he's like, "Oh, what do you need? What do I have to learn?"
Learn everything.
Learn everything.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I find this character's maybe it's just the way they've like made him up. I find it very cheesy.
You
Yeah,
think
it's
so?
so weird.
But it's Max von Sydow.
Yeah.
He's gonna give him the map to Luke Skywalker. Okay, so
Together.
So Daenerys arrives at what is it called? Is it just called Dothrak?
Yeah, Vyas Dothrak.
Okay, so she gets there and
Motherland.
they put her in the place with all the old ladies.
Yeah, my note was like, after how many seasons are we on? After 6 seasons, she's right back where she started.
Exactly. Yep. They rip all her clothes off. They make her wear Dothraki clothes, and they basically tell her, she's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna stay here," and they're like, "Well, no, they're gonna decide what we're gonna do with you. So you might stay here, but they might kill you because you were supposed to come here right away. You weren't supposed to lollygag
around.
Yeah.
Take over some places.
Yeah, you weren't supposed to do that. So. And was that the woman that was there when she ate the horse heart?
I don't know if that's the same casting. We'll have to go look that. I didn't recognize.
She said she was there, right? So.
I recognized the tent, so I was just like, yeah, sure, same person.
Yeah, there you go. So that's it for Daenerys. Then we go to Varys, and he's sitting in the throne room in Meereen, and he's fanning himself. So I guess it's hot. Because he makes so many references to how hot it is. So Varys questions the chick who is working for the Sons of Harpy.
Yes. And
so he needs to find out who's calling the shots.
Yeah, who's London?
So he basically not really threatens, but Yeah, pretty much threatens her kid.
Yeah, I think that's what a threat is.
Yeah. So that's what he does.
Yeah, he threatens her.
And gives her an ultimatum.
Yeah, it says, "Hey, help me out. I have a boat waiting for you. They'll get you out of here. Got some silver for you."
And I can't even carry this bag of silver.
That's right. There's so much. This is a good deal for you.
I would take that deal.
I like making people happy, I believe is how he put it.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, we find out now we go to Tyrion sitting with Missandei and Grey Worm.
Such a great awkward scene.
Right, because they have nothing in common.
I liked it, but what was the point of the scene?
What was the point?
There was no point. It was just a fun scene. It was just you gotta have a little bit of levity.
You think there's just something in Peter Dinklage's contract that he has to be in every episode?
Probably at this point. So,
well, what happened afterwards when Varys came in kind of helped.
Yeah, well, we find out.
But couldn't you have just cut to that, them waiting and him coming in?
You could have.
You could have just cut to the girl saying what it was. You don't even need them. I guess because they discuss what they're gonna do, right? So,
yeah.
So, we find out that it is the masters of Astapor, Yunkai, and Volantis.
So basically, everybody Daenerys thought she conquered.
This is boring. Like, you're like, oh, Sons of the Harpy, who could possibly be in charge? And we're like, is it, what's it? Why can't I think of it? Is it Dario? No, is it...
Nobody in disguise. It's
right.
Just...
It was nobody. It's faceless bad guys.
No, I disagree. I very much disagree.
Okay.
There still is a leader. What they found out from her is who's funding the Sons of the Harpies.
Yeah.
Right,
but giving them the money. It's not necessarily who's calling the shots.
Yeah, there is still a leader.
I think they're going to try to cop out on this one.
No, I don't think it's spoiled. Like, there's still someone in charge. They're not just killing people for no reason.
Someone's calling the shots.
I was very disappointed by this scene, I'm not going to lie. I was like, what? That's it? Like, you're not even going to... okay. Well, you guys are giving me hope, then, that I'm wrong.
No, I think there's still someone... Because I think they were very specific about who's funding.
Yeah, they said it multiple times.
All right.
This is who is giving the money to the Sons of Harpy. We're going to see more of this come to fruition. And just like the Tower of Joy, we're going to see more of that soon.
Yeah.
Right. So
fear not, my friend.
Okay, so...
Have faith.
So Grey Worm's like, oh, we already captured these cities. We're going to just go capture them back. And Tyrion's like, well, if you do that, who's going to stay here to guard the city? And Grey Worm's like, oh, yeah, I didn't really think of that.
Shit.
And then so Missandei speaks up and she's like, well, I know these guys. I've worked for them. They only understand one language. And it's time we speak that language back to them. So I don't know exactly what that means. Did you guys...
Money?
I'm going with, like, death. Because the only way that they're going to listen to you is if you start killing people.
Right. Okay. So...
But isn't that what...
But isn't that what Grey Worm said? Yeah, because he said we're going to go and slaughter all the masters.
Yeah, but that's because she's on his side.
Oh, she's agreeing with him.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay, I thought hers was like an alternate suggestion.
I think they're together on this one, and she's like, I know these people because...
But they got to do it... But they got to do it subvertly.
Right.
Like, they can't just send the army and do it.
Exactly. This is where Tyrion comes in and goes, okay... I get it.
And then
we'll figure it out.
Says, "Hey Varys, can you send a message through your little birds?"
Now, this could be a discussion question for later.
Yes.
This is kind of booky a little bit, but it's like all the cities that Daenerys has held, she doesn't hold anymore.
Right.
So she's not a very good leader.
No, she's not.
Like, she just goes and conquers somewhere
And
and
then
then
fucks
came
off.
by, and then it immediately falls back. And I know she stayed in Marine to rule, but like that didn't even last very long.
Right.
No, but that's why she stayed in Marine though, because
But that didn't work.
I agree it didn't work, but that's why she stayed in Marine, because she realized that, oh fuck, what I'm doing in these others, what I did over there didn't stick, because it happened while she was still there.
Right.
Yeah, I guess.
So, are we good with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll move on to Qyburn.
I just don't think she's very good.
She's not.
No, and maybe
She doesn't need to be good. She's got fucking dragons.
yeah, and maybe her stint in Dothrak will help.
Let's hope. So,
Yeah, how's she? I guess that's a prognostication question. How's she
is.
gonna get out of this mess?
oh, that's easy.
Oh, that's very easy.
Yeah. So, all right. So Qyburn finds Varys's little birds, which happens to be a bunch of children.
What?
That's not creepy at all.
Not at all.
Not creepy at all. So, he promises them pretty much the same deal that they had with Varys, where you just tell him stuff and he gives you candy.
Yeah.
What a great deal.
Don't take candy from strangers, kids.
Unless they're a eunuch, because they can't rape you.
Fair enough.
Oh, I'm a terrible person. I can't believe I just...
And you're a father. You're the one who's
know.
a father.
I know.
Yeah, with 3 kids.
Yep. One younger than the previous. So...
It's okay, honey. He doesn't have a penis.
the Mountain and Cersei and Jaime come down the stairs. First thing I noticed is they called him Sir Gregor.
Oh yeah, I saw that too. And
So,
for me,
they-
that was really disappointing to me.
Right, me too.
And in the small council meeting later.
And that's right, they called him Clegane.
Well, and they pointed out, I don't know what you did to him, and they
Right.
made jokes about him not speaking
Right,
in
because
sentences.
he's not supposed to be the same dude, right? He was in the books.
Well,
like,
in
the
in the
Mountain's
books,
dead.
it's just the mic drop is the big guy who they haven't revealed him to be the Mountain.
Right, but
You know it is, but they haven't. And so I thought there was going to be some big reveal,
Yeah.
take off his helmet, or
But I
Sandor
think
would come back or something. And this
I
is like, oh,
we just knew, and so they're just saving it, right? They're just like, why even mess around with it?
yes, but it's a bit like, oh, Greg, how's it going?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Oh.
like, why even say it? Like, you could draw this out until the end of the entire show, and nobody like, we all know who it is, but
Right.
We all knew Jon Snow was coming back. It's like,
We sure did. So where were we? Oh yeah, okay. So they're
I was just very disappointed because
Jamie-
I thought it was going to be a big cool reveal and not just, hey, what's up, Greg?
yeah.
what's up, yo?
So Jamie makes some jokes about him speaking in full sentences and ha 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 ha. So they decide they're gonna go crash the small council meeting.
Yep.
Where they walk in and Pycelle is just talking shit about Qyburn
Yeah. And
and
just everybody shuts
and-
the fuck up.
talking shit about the Mountain and saying how, oh, we should have the beast killed right as they walk in.
Yep.
And he's just like, oh, I'm gonna just shut up now.
Oop, snap.
So,
I enjoyed this scene.
yeah, because what's it, Kevin Lannister, right?
Yeah.
Who's now the Hand of the King.
Yeah.
He's like, you guys aren't on the small council. Like, you can't be in here. Oh, sorry. Even before that was Olenna's lines to Cersei, because she's like, oh, we need to talk about what the Faith Militant did to the Queen, and Cersei's like, yeah, it's about time we talk about what they did to us. And Olenna's like,
Oh, what they
I-
did to me.
I
was like,
wasn't I wasn't talking about you. You see, Marjorie's the queen. She's the one married to the king. But I could understand how that would be confusing in your family. And I'm just like, oh, burn.
I love
Snap.
Diana Rigg.
She's so
Plays
good.
Oleana so
She's
much.
so good.
So
Hey,
good.
Tay, did your dad happen
Yeah,
to
my dad saw her naked. Haven't had a reminder of that yet this season. So
Well, there
for
you go.
viewers just listening, my father saw her naked and brings it up all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
So, they're like, "Oh yeah, you're not on the small council. You can't be here." And Jamie's like, "Well, I'm, Lord Commander of the King's Guard. I can be on the small council, or I'm on the small council." And they're like, well, Pycelle, like, you want to rule on this? Like, is he actually? And Pycelle's like, well, and he starts yammering on. And meanwhile, Jamie grabs a seat and sits down, and Cersei sits down, and the mountain's still looming. And Cersei's like, we've got a real problem. We need to talk about Myrcella being dead, and the chicks who did this have taken over Dorne, basically. So we need to decide what we're doing. And they're like, well, since you can't make us leave, we're just gonna sit here and discuss this. And Kevin's like, yeah, you're right. We can't make you leave, but we're just gonna take our meeting and go home.
But you can't make us stay.
That's right.
I love that. I thought that was really good. Like, you're right. We can't make you leave, but we can go.
Yep.
Yeah,
See you
and
later.
hey, a Lannister is standing up to the Lannisters.
Yeah, that's interesting to me.
It's interesting.
Well, he doesn't want to deal with their bullshit either, right? So.
Well, because Tywin was a good leader.
Yes.
And I think Kevin is a good leader too. I hate that his name's Kevin.
But it's spelled weird, isn't it? Isn't it like
in the book Kevin with an A, but it's still like it's
yeah, but
like,
it's still you've got Tyrion, you've got Tywin, you've got Kevin. You're like, really? Cersei?
So, yeah. I like that someone's standing up to Cersei.
Right.
I think
Anytime
Tywin had to, but I don't know. Anyways, I like him. So
they leave, and that's that. And then Tommen goes to see the High Sparrow.
This was interesting.
And Tommen finally grew some balls.
Grew a pair.
And
took 4 guards with him, but he grew
4 guards against the High Sparrow and his 2 guards.
Yeah.
And I thought it was going to come to blows. But, man, the High Sparrow, that guy knows how to talk.
Yeah, he knows how. He's a nice wordsmith, that's for sure.
Because he's like, how did we find out about the mother, referring to one of the 7 gods, right? And it's, from a mother's love. Like, so when and he says, like, your mother, whatever else, she loves you, and that's more real than anything else in this world. And
and you've always said that about Cersei, right? Like,
yeah,
she's a cunt, but she's a great mom.
But she loves her kids.
Well, not a great mom. She loves her kids.
She loves her kids. That's being a great mom and loving your kids is definitely 2 different things. Wow. So we're so Tommen sits down with him. They kind of tell their guards to leave, and Tommen sits down with him, and they have a real heart to heart.
Well, powwow.
Yeah. And so Tommen really didn't grow any balls, because whatever he was going there to do, the High Sparrow talked him out of it.
Yeah,
okay.
He's so young and influential.
Right, because he's because he says, the gods do their work through people. And, you have to, he echoed one of the lines that Tywin said to him after Joffrey died.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the exact wording, but when he said that, it clicked in Tommen. And now I'm worried about where this Tommen High Sparrow Marjorie thing's going. But we can get to that later. I think.
Well, what do you think?
Well, I don't know, because they made it seem like Marjorie was going to because he's where she's gonna turn full faith,
right?
And I'm worried that that's where they're gonna go with this. And, I mean, it could turn out okay, but that always worries me. I don't know. This whole faith thing throws monkey wrenches everywhere.
Usually does.
Yeah.
Usually does.
So next scene is the Arya montage.
The Arya montage I really liked.
It was good.
It was great.
She gets her ass kicked and
a lot.
Who are you? Blah blah blah. Who were you before? Yeah, tell me about your list.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. Tell me about the Hound first.
Yeah, and it was who's on your list, and then I liked the fact that when it was said that that's a short list.
Yeah.
Who would you like a girl to name?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's right.
So good.
But she left
I thought
names
it was
off the
going to be
list.
her, like the girl that was hitting.
Who has a name? I don't know if you know that or not. She does. It's Waif.
Oh, yeah.
Waif.
I did know that.
So, yeah. So, and then before that, she asks her about the Hound, and she's like, "Oh, he died." And she's like, "Oh, was he on your list?" And she's like, "Yes." And then she whacks her, and she's like, "Well, I took him off the list." And
Girl is confused.
yeah, and she's like, "Yeah, I was confused," and that's awesome. Like that's like real acknowledgement of I didn't know how I felt about him.
Yeah.
So, but she did forget two names. She forgot Ilan Payne, and she forgot Marin Trant. And I mean, she killed him, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But
Yeah, he's off the list.
but she
You think
said
she forgot Ellen Payne, or?
well, she didn't say it, so I don't know if she forgot it, but she definitely didn't say Ilan Payne. And he was the first one on the list, wasn't he?
Yeah, so do you think she forgot it, or is she
maybe,
just holding on to a little bit of
yeah,
who
maybe
she was?
maybe. That's it, and that's another good question for later. So, yeah.
I'll keep going with that, right? Do we? It's and she drinks. Is that in this part?
Yeah. So they keep hitting each other, and then eventually she like blocks the
Yeah, she
the
starts
stick.
fighting back, and
Right, and so Jaqen, says, who are you? If you say your name, I'll give you your eyesight back. And she's like, a girl is no one. And he brings her over to the fountain where everybody who's drank the water from this fountain has died.
yep.
And he gives her the thing, and he's like, if you're truly no one, you have nothing to fear. She takes a drink, boom, eyesight's back.
And she's alive.
And she's alive.
So that's
Well, I mean, if she was dead, would her eyesight be back?
well,
Okay.
it could be.
Yeah, I guess. So, all right. So, yeah, so is she truly no one?
I think so. Yeah.
We'll discuss it at the end.
The faceless gods at least think so.
Right. Okay. So, the the Lord Umber shows up at Winterfell, and he's greeted by Lord Bolton
This is a
and
great
Lord Karstark. Man, these are the guys running the North right now.
scene. Yep.
Fuck.
This is a great scene, man.
So I knew what the gift was. I called the gift.
Did you?
Yeah, I totally did. Did you? You didn't think it was?
I thought it was gonna be Theon.
Oh, okay. And that's the guy I work with thought it was going to be Theon as well. And I said, no way. I go, it's Rickon, and possibly Rickon and Osha. So the Umbers show up and they're like, oh, we got to deal with these wildlings because Jon Snow let all these wildlings over and they're fucking raiding our lands. And
What I really enjoy about all of this is the last episode and this episode, they've all talked about Jon Snow,
yeah,
and no one has said that he's dead.
right. So no one knows that he died.
No one knows.
That never
that he
left Castle Black.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't think anyone knew he died, right?
which
Yeah.
is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. My question
Yes.
is, so the Umber said my dad died
Right.
on his own.
Yeah.
So we didn't see because I'm pretty sure he survived the Red Wedding, right? The Great John?
He must have.
And so he just died off camera, I guess?
I guess, yeah.
I guess,
because
yeah.
it was convenient. Because it doesn't make sense for him to send Rickon.
Yeah.
So you need a reason for Rickon for them to give up Rickon.
Is that a big old glass of whiskey?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Or is
That
it
is
apple juice?
Very large.
Is it whiskey or is it apple juice?
It's
Could be
rye,
a-
actually.
Yeah, oh, okay.
That is quite the glass there, friend.
Why do you not have any ice in there?
Because he's not a pussy.
Oh.
What's wrong with you?
I'll see myself out. I don't know. Don't you want it cold?
You don't.
Sorry.
God.
It's not Dr. Pepper. I don't get it. And I've brought the
If it's
podcast.
really, really good,
to
we
a
can talk about
screeching
this on
halt.
Scotch Sporting. If it's
Yeah.
really good whiskey or rye or scotch, then too much ice will melt and dilute the flavor.
Right, I get that.
The only way I would add ice to it is if it was one of those
Yeah,
giant,
that giant
cubes.
ice ball.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because they melt slower.
right.
That's
So
the
that's
only
what
way
you
I'm
should have.
I put ice in it if it's the cheap stuff. If it's anything that costs you more than probably about 40, $50, don't put ice in it.
Okay. Welcome to This Week in Drinking.
For example, you don't put ice in this.
No.
No. Well, there you go.
That's 12-year-old scotch. You don't put ice in that.
Because then what's the point of buying it?
Yeah.
If you're just going to dilute the flavor. Now,
Well-
I don't begrudge people that do put ice in it. I just think you're wrong.
Okay. Well then, I just like
We
my
still friends, but
I
you're wrong.
I like my drinks chilly. Is that I don't know. Anyways,
You could do Scotch rocks. That's a thing. You can buy like whiskey stones.
Yep.
there you go.
Essentially, they're little stones, and you put them in your freezer, so they're super cold, and then you plunk them in your drink, and they don't really change the flavor.
Perfect. That's what I will do.
Anyways,
When I start becoming an alcoholic.
This has been drinking scotch on the
this is the wrong podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Umber comes in and he's like, yeah, we need to, the wildlings are hitting me before they hit you, but they're gonna, as it gets colder, they're gonna come down here. So we need to work
team up,
together.
yeah.
And Ramsey's like, all right, well, you should like take a knee, and he's like, I'm not fucking doing that.
It was before this that your dad was a cunt.
Yeah, your father was a cunt, and then he says it twice.
Says it twice.
Yeah.
That's why you killed him, right?
Yeah. He's like, oh, he was poisoned. Yeah, okay, sure he was.
Sure he was.
Yeah, sure.
Cunt.
So yeah, he's like, I'm not kneeling. I'm not doing anything like that. And Ramsey's like, oh, why would I help you? And he's like, oh, I brought you a gift. And two people come in with bags over their heads and pulls the one off, and it's OSHA. I'm like, yes, I knew it. Pulls the other one off, it's Rickon. And Ramsey's like,
I like
Oh.
what he says though.
what does he say?
As he's presenting them,
Yeah.
I've got a young girl,
Oh,
you
right.
like 'em,
Yeah.
and I've got a young boy, the way,
The way
Karstark.
likes him. Karstark gets up all pissed. Yeah.
So we know OSHA's gonna die. Is Rickon
That's-
gonna die?
Yeah. I
The
don't know.
prognostication for after?
Yes, because I thought he was gonna die. It was either gonna be him and then die immediately, or his corpse. That's what I thought. But instead of his corpse, Ramsey says, "How do
Shaggy
we know?
Dog.
Yeah, how do we know it's this is Rickon Stark?" And they bring in the head of Shaggy Dog. Like, you fuckers, killing direwolves, man.
Yep. So there's what?
There's only
one
3 left. No,
No, there's 3.
3 left.
Because we don't know what happened to Nymeria.
Right.
Right.
And Summer's still with Bran. And
Right.
John's still got Ghost.
Yeah, in the book they draw more attention to Nymeria being still alive. Like, you hear stories of a big she-wolf leading a pack of little wolves in the woods, and then Arya has dreams where she's in Nymeria.
So,
So
in
it's
the,
like,
Oh.
in the books, they pretty much hint at that, like, all the Starks are wargs, right?
yeah.
So, all right. So, yeah, poor Shaggy Dog. So then we get back to Castle Black, and John's looking all somber, sitting there, and is it Ed? Ed comes in. He's like, hey, "It's time."
Yeah.
And so John comes marching down the stairs and to the gallows. They got 4 dudes strung up, ready to go.
Yep.
2 random faceless dudes, never seen them before. And then the last
Don't know,
2,
don't care.
Yep, Alistair Thorne and
Ollie.
fucking Ollie.
Oh man, Ollie's death face.
What are you doing? Okay, yeah. Okay, so
God.
he goes through the line. He's like, "Hey, what are your last words?" And the first guy's like, "Oh, you shouldn't be alive." And John's like, "You shouldn't have killed me."
Yeah, it was wrong to kill me too,
Yeah.
jackass.
The second guy was like, "Oh, send a letter to my mother. Tell her the wildlings killed me." Yeah, I'm not doing that. Alistair, taking it like a man.
Oh.
Totally taking it like a man. Like,
Such total respect, man.
right. I did what I thought was right. I had to choose between you or the Night's Watch. I chose the Night's Watch. I hope that if I had to do it again, I would make the same choice. And
I
then
said
stands
before-
up straight.
I
Yeah.
would make the right decision again.
Right.
I says before on, I think, the first of this season,
Yeah.
and I'll says it again. I get Alistair, and I feel bad for him. It's not like the guys that mutinied and killed Mormont.
Yep.
Right.
He did what he thought was right.
His job was to protect the Night's Watch and protect the Wall, and Jon Snow let in everyone they were supposed to be protecting. Now, he's an idiot and doesn't understand the threat of
what's actually going on, right?
Yeah. But it's like this is his job, and someone went mad with power.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
And let in everyone that you're supposed to protect. So what else was he supposed to do?
Oh. And then he gets to Ollie, and Ollie's just fucking stone-faced furious. Just So he walks over to the rope, and I'm like, he's not going to do it. There's no way.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to do it
He's not going to do it. He's going to be like...
What I thought he was going to do is I thought he was going to cut the rope and then cut Ollie down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Like he was actually gonna do the rope, put them all on the hangman, and chop Ollie off.
Right. Well, at first I was like, he's not gonna do it, and then when he did it, and he stared for a while as they struggled. I was like, oh, he's gonna cut one of them down or all of them down or something.
Right. And nope, he lets them all die, and I'm like, I honestly thought he was gonna be like, and then say to Alistair, we need someone like you in charge of the Night's Watch because you're the right type of guy, and that's where I thought it was gonna go. I'm okay with where it went because basically after he does it, he hands the cloak to Ed and says, "Take this." And Ed's like, "What the fuck do you want me to do with it?" He's like, "I don't care." He's like, "My watch has ended." Boom. Fucking mic drop.
Because that's what they've been building to.
Right. Well, and that's what this whole thing is all about.
Of him joining the Night's Watch, and the only way you get out of it is if you die. And he died, so he got out of it. And now he's Jon
Snow
Stark.
Still. No, he's still Jon Snow.
No, Robb legitimized him before he died, right? Back in season... Or is that just a book thing? I thought he did. I'd go back to season 2 before the Red Wedding.
Robb did not do it in the show. I can tell you that for a fact.
Anyway, so that made it make a bit more sense. But this is what they've been building to.
So
and it happened.
It happened. So now his watch has ended. So Oathbreaker is referring to who exactly? Is Oathbreaker referring to Umber? The title?
Or I think it's referring to Jon.
But he's not. He's not breaking the oath. The oath is broken because he died.
Yeah.
So
I think that's the beauty of the title. I think it's referring to Jon.
So him and Davos and Melisandre and the Wildlings are going to Winterfell, right? Is that
for the Bastard Bowl?
Right. And they're gonna meet up on the way. They're gonna meet up with Brienne and Sansa.
Well, okay.
No.
So in scenes from, did you watch the scenes from?
I didn't see it. No, it didn't come on.
Okay, well, I watched it.
Okay. Fuck.
And so what happens?
Yeah.
Is I'm not gonna say everything.
Okay.
I want to know.
Well, you can. I'm sure.
No, go ahead. I'll watch. No, go ahead. I'll watch it right after, anyways.
So, Brienne.
Yeah.
Sansa.
Yep.
Are at some kind of gate, and it opens.
Does it look like Castle Black?
It kind of looks like Castle Black.
Okay. So maybe they make it there before he leaves.
But it's more of it doesn't go up. It kind of opens like a door.
The Castle Black gate opens like that.
So it opens out.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. You also see, in terms of your going back to Marjorie.
Yeah.
There are bits in there that she is going to plead guilty, basically.
Right. See, and that's it. She's going full faith.
Yeah. And that's why I thought you watched it.
No, I didn't. I just, because the way the last scene with her and the High Sparrow, and he's like, you're on the right path, but you still have miles to go.
Right. And
that to me is like, okay, she's going to go down that road. Like that, they wouldn't put that in there if she was going to stick to her guns.
After that, I forget who says it first, but somebody says, we can't let her do that. And Cersei says, I agree.
Right.
So
Huh.
shit's gonna go down there.
Okay.
And then we also see Theon makes it home.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, because we had no Greyjoy stuff.
No Greyjoy stuff. So it was Theon and his sister having it out.
Okay. He doesn't go for a journey with her this time, does he?
It wasn't in the previews,
Okay,
so
good.
I
Because
mean he's got no cock, so
yeah, I know, but it doesn't preclude him from putting his hand down her pants like he did the last time. It's still on her to stop him. It
Yeah.
still is. I still stand by that. So, do we have? Okay, so one of the questions was Arya is definitely
she's no one.
she's no one.
She is no one.
Tay?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I think she's doing what she needs to do to get training, and then she's gonna.
Yeah. Okay. So,
I think she's no one now, and something's gonna snap her.
okay. I feel like
I think this is my prediction. It's gonna be like next episode or the one after. There's gonna be a wink, and she'll like show us Needle and hide it again or something.
right. Do we? Okay. How does Daenerys get out of her current predicament?
I have no
sorry.
fucking idea.
There was
I think
another
there's
scene.
two. Oh, was there a Daenerys?
There
scene?
was another scene in the next week's. There was what's his name, Mormont, and
Jorah and Dario.
yeah, they were on like a little ridge, and they
Did he show his arm?
No,
Oh,
no, he did not show the arm. They knew where she was going.
okay.
They
So-
knew she was being held.
I have no. I gotta write something down.
So they're definitely gonna rescue her, or is it gonna be the dragon? See, for me, it could be either.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Them riding the dragon in. I'm just kidding.
I don't
They're
know
not gonna
about
ride
riding the dragon in, but maybe I don't know. They find out where I don't know. It's a little bit of both
Right.
somehow.
Somehow. Okay. Did we have any other?
Yes.
Okay, do it. Hit me.
John is going where right away?
Oh, right away?
He's going to Winterfell.
No,
Eventually, we
he's
know
going
he's going
to
to
Winterfell.
Winterfell.
But
Yes,
right
but
now,
where is he?
Wildling Camp, wherever the Wildling Camp is, because
Yeah.
he's gonna need them.
Yeah, he needs Redbeard.
He needs an army. Oh, he's got Thormund.
Oh yeah,
They're bros.
they're bros.
Bros
You should
from
all
way
be
back.
so lucky.
It's funny.
I want to know how they shoot that because, like, when they hugged him scene, because Kit Harington, who plays Jon Snow, isn't tall,
No,
Yeah.
he's on a soapbox
So
for
they,
sure.
yeah, they have one like
and the guy
fucking-
that plays Thormund, I'm pretty sure, is quite tall.
Have you seen those hotel commercials?
Yes,
Like,
I have.
oh my god!
It's so weird. I'm like, why are you doing these cheap hotel commercials? You're fucking Tormund. Giant Spain, for Christ's sake. All right. Do you got any more?
Yes.
Alright.
So I did have Where Is John Going? What's happened with Theon, but I didn't see the previews
Yeah.
of the next episode, so that answer that.
He's made it home.
Arya's still Arya. How's Daenerys gonna get out of there? We talked about, is Rickon gonna die?
Yes.
I don't think.
I
not
think Rickon's
except-
going to die. No, not in the next episode, but Rickon's going to die.
You think?
Yep.
I don't know.
Yep.
I'm gonna go no. I'm gonna say he's still alive.
Forever, or do you want to just do to the end of the season?
End of the
and
season,
fix
he's
it?
alive.
He's making it,
Yeah.
Chris?
Oh, yeah. No, he's dead this season.
I want him to make it.
I want
think-
him to make it, but
I think he'll make it. I'm really sad that Jake
Okay.
dead, though.
I
okay.
think he'll make it.
How about Osha?
Oh, Osha's dead. Osha's dead in the next episode.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Oh.
In a
Osha's-
very gross way, I'm sure.
okay, so let's do this. So we're going to start a new game.
Yep. I like this. This
I
is-
have two
And-
more questions.
Oh, okay. Let's do your questions first. I'm sorry.
Really, really quick. Obviously, what's in the tower? Do we
Uh,
see it next episode? Or are we seeing it?
I don't know if we're gonna see it next episode.
Won't
we
be
might see
next
it
episode. They're going to push
after.
it. They're going to
I
push
feel
it.
like they can't stretch. Stop stretching this out.
They're going to
They're
have
gonna one not next week, but the week after. They'll.
So are they just not going to do anything with it, or we'll
It-
get just another tiny clip of the story?
No, I think we're going to skip Bran next week.
Yeah.
All right.
Or we'll see something different from Bran next week.
And then my other question, we have now completed 3 of 10 episodes, so there's 7 left.
Mm-hmm.
Ian McShane is still not in it.
Right.
And he is supposed to be a major character who brings back a character we all thought was dead.
So
now we know it's not Jon Snow.
Right.
So
are
we still thinking the Hound?
With what happened this week, with the chatter of the Hound.
That's right.
I think it happens next.
And we won the chatter of the Hound, and 2, they did also reference that the Mountain would be her champion in the trial by combat. Cersei's champion. So
if I may,
you may.
This relates bookie. We're getting the Clegane Bowl.
Yes.
Because the common knowledge of the book is the Hound has turned to the Faith.
Right.
And he will be the Faith's champion.
Right. And then we will get the Clegane Bowl.
Then we will get the Clegane Bowl.
Which will also determine Cersei's guilt or innocence.
And whether the Sparrow lives or dies.
Why does that have to do with anything?
Just because I think Cersei will, and Jaime and everybody else wants his head.
Yeah, but I don't think that the outcome of the Clegane Bowl will determine if he dies or lives.
If she's vindicated, maybe she'll feel like she can do this then.
Maybe.
So, all right.
So we're still, Ian McShane is going to bring back the Hound. That's what we're...
I think so. That's the only thing.
And they talked about the Hound this week just to remind us of the Hound.
Right.
Yeah, who else can he bring back now?
And so it'll be,
the woman that we
know about. Fair enough.
That's the only other one I can think. It's whoever's death they preview on the previously on Game of Thrones.
Right. And do you think it's going to be this week coming? It has to be, right? You can't push it off that much longer.
Like not that they're above killing Major Star. Like Ian McShane's a pretty big
I think
deal. I feel like he's not just going to be in one episode.
But he is going to be in just one episode. They said that, didn't they?
Oh. Yeah.
Just one?
I'm almost positive.
Huh.
So
interesting. Maybe it'll be like a mic drop end of the episode. Here he is.
Right. So
yeah, I guess they need to. I think we'll see him more than once.
Because
like if it's the Clegane Bowl, they're not going to just introduce the Hound and have fight the Mountain in one episode. They're going to introduce him and then.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Shit's gonna go down.
We'll see. It's already going different than I expected.
Yeah.
So because I was worried, because I was really worried that it was going to get predictable, and especially because the first 2 episodes were kind of predictable. And now that things are starting to go a little bit differently, I'm okay again. Like, I mean, we knew Jon Snow was going to leave the Night's Watch. We knew that was the ultimate thing there. But, I honestly really didn't think he was going to kill Alistair.
No.
So, let's talk about our new game. So, our new game is going to be this. We're going to, because so far, every episode, we have lost a major-ish character.
Yep.
And actually, it's been 2 major-ish characters every episode.
Fair enough.
We're gonna
we had Ollie and Alistair.
This episode, and last week was Roose, and who was the other one?
There
was 2. Well, the first one was Trystane and Doran. Fuck, why can't I think of this? Anyways, so the game goes like this. We're not gonna say who's gonna die because that's too, but we're gonna say how long into the episode does the first major character die.
We've lost her video. I don't know.
You've lost my video?
Yeah.
We've had his video lost for a while.
Oh, okay.
Is it back now?
There it is.
There you go. Sorry about that. That's Skype too. That's anyways. Fucking.
So not who's gonna die, but when they're gonna die.
When, yes. So you pick a time, and then whoever's closest. And we're not gonna do Price is Right rules. It's just whoever's closest.
Okay.
Because yeah. Anyways, so whoever's closest wins. So And basically the way I'm going to do it is when it happens, I'm just going to hit pause real quick on the thing. And whatever time I got, that's what, like however much time's left in the episode, I'll subtract.
All right.
We'll do it that way.
Okay.
So,
well,
yeah, so Tay, you're first. Go for it.
Well, I'm gonna double down because I think it's gonna be OSHA, so I will name the person.
Ooh.
I can't see her lasting. How on
All right.
earth is
No,
she surviving?
you make a good point. If you think so, name a name, and you'll get bonus points.
And I want to say Ramsey's gonna torture her,
Yeah.
and she might kill herself. So I'm gonna go deep into the episode, and I'm gonna say 45 minutes.
45. Tyler, what do you got?
I'm gonna go 36.
36. Care to name a name? Get
No,
bonus
I'm not
points.
naming anybody.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go. What'd you say? 36.
Yeah.
Okay. So I got lots of time to play with. I'm gonna go 15 minutes.
Whoa.
I'm going early, and I'm gonna say, Rickon.
Oh,
I hope I'm wrong.
dick.
But
And
15 minutes.
the other major death you missed last week,
Yes,
Elon Greyjoy,
that's right. Thank you. I
Oh,
knew there
yeah.
was two.
and
So-
and Walda, Bolton, and the newborn.
Right,
Highly
now-
recommend any listeners, if you didn't download last week's, download it and zip to maybe midway through where you guys forget all of the Greyjoy's names and try and figure out the name of the brother.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know.
And the attempt to pronounce it once you figured out what it actually was.
What?
That-
Isn't it Euron?
Yeah, but I think there was a struggle with it for a while.
There
Oh,
might
okay.
have been.
Maybe. I don't know. I was fucking drunk. I really wasn't.
I was.
I know.
I have an excuse. So
All right, so I think that's all. Anybody got any last comments for this episode?
No.
No. All right. Well, this has been fun, and we were just over an hour. We're longer than the fucking. Oh, there is news. Hold on. The last episode of this season, because I just looked at how long we've been on. The last episode of this season is going to run 69 minutes.
what?
Yeah,
Oh God.
that's right. So, okay. So
That's the number.
that's it for this week. Tune in next week. Same thing. 10:05, 10:10 p.m. is really what we're doing. So
Book it.
check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/RabblePress. Check us out live. If not, keep subscribing on YouTube, Stitcher, iTunes, Google fucking Play, bro. We're
Google
there.
Play!
Google Play in the house. Yeah, like, subscribe, Facebook, Twitter, all of that stuff. Send us notes. We love it. All right. Anyways, we're out of here. We'll catch you guys next week. Thanks for listening.
Yay.